I feel closest to God when I'm creating, and that is a sacred space.
Baby, you a move, that ain't nothing new. I gave you the ball, baby, that's an alley-oop.
What's up, guys? It's Keri Hilson. I'm here with Vibe Magazine. What inspired the album title is the fact that we need to talk. Like, I haven't been talking much. I haven't been vocal. I haven't been nearly as, say, I guess, free to speak and very long. So it's actually a triple entendre. So if you've seen my series of episodes, I call it the Me versus Me series, and it's We Need to Talk Me versus Me, where I'm talking to myself, because Keri, the human, and Keri Hilson, the artist, needed to have a discussion, which was really just my real thoughts in film form, and me just having the reckoning, I guess, of just my emotions around coming back out, my fears, all of that. Also, the second entendre, or second part of the entendre, is me talking to my fans again. I've been gone so long that I think that I kind of wasn't, I just wasn't vocal, you know what I mean? I was gone, you know what I mean, from music. So it's time to talk to my fans and answer some questions and give them the vulnerability that they deserve for waiting so long to hear anything from me again. And then the third part, you have to listen to the album. All three of the sections, the second part of the album makes the title make sense. But yeah, so it's a triple entendre. We need to talk. So the album Love, the first part, the first scene, I call them, is out now. And that actually sets up the story. But there are three parts, three scenes. So it's love, then drama, then redemption. I was inspired to drop it in three parts because I was gone so long, and secondly, because there was a story, one of my stories that I decided to tell with this project, and it wasn't gonna get done in short. Why make it the abridged version? You know what I mean? Like, it is a story, it is a movie, it is, but I did break it up because I was heavily advised, I guess, to break things up into shorter segments. And even still, I mean, they're longer than I was advised. Like, I kind of didn't listen. But now they're telling me that the way that people consume music is like in short. But I just kind of went rogue and was like, well, my fans have been waiting long enough. I think my fans will listen. And yes, I'll still give them a lot of music. I'm going to flood the market, but I also want them to digest it in the way that they're used to digesting it and to get through it. So we broke it up into three parts, yeah. I would call it a comeback. I would call it a redemption. I would call it resurrection. I would call it a lot of things. I think all apply because I in so many ways, I relate to all of those words. I was ready to put out music. I was ready to be an artist again. I was ready to jump back in the industry. But the talking aspect and being clear and being truthful, that's been, I mean, obviously I wanted that the entire time. But like feeling ready for it, that's been pretty recent, like 5 years or so, yeah. There wasn't really a defining moment for feeling ready. It was probably all of it. Just having the realizations of how I'm perceived, having the realizations of growth and wisdom and things that I picked up. I think it was more so that, like, understanding that it was necessary and priming myself up to feel like I can be vulnerable, knowing that this is really not the safest space. Music industry right now, entertainment industry is not the safest space in general, right? Comment sections, the captions and the headlines, and like, it's not the safest. Even the salacious interviewers, you know what I mean? Like, it's not the safest place to do that. So there was a lot of fear to get over. with coming out and talking and being truthful, and it's really scary. Even in a relationship, you're not your most vulnerable when you're not in a safe space. If you're in a toxic relationship, you withhold and suppress a lot of things. And I think my relationship with this industry, you know, there's a lot of toxic, not even me, sorry. The way that the industry is structured is like a toxic relationship in a sense. Like we are doing what we love. We are very passionate artists and creatives or actors or whatever it is people do in the world. Like we've been passionate about these things since we were children. It means a lot to us. This isn't just flippant, I thought to do this last year. Like, this is stuff we've been working on since we were children, but now we have to enter this space, this environment that is like, can be very damaging and is only getting worse. So yeah, there's a lot of difficulty. And that is what inspired my YouTube series, Me Versus Me, because like, I'm still reckoning that. I still wake up every day and pray like that despite what I'm on a press tour right now, you know, it's like despite what I'm being asked, despite what insinuations can be made, despite what clickbait can be created from what my words actually are or are intended to be, I can stand strong. I can be courageous. I can remain open and just be me and truthful. I'm very intentional about who I work with at all times. Like, the vibe just has to be there. It's got to be energy. You know what I mean? We're creating. I feel closest to God when I'm creating. And that is a sacred space. So I'm only going to do that with a select few people, you know? And that's just that on that. Like, it's sacred. It's sacred. My album pulls from a lot of elements. And it's partially intentional, but it was the others partially intentional, but also just natural. Because I've always been a songwriter and I've written for many genres. Like, so my repertoire and the things that I'm inspired by is pretty vast. And I didn't want to box myself into creating one sound. I also find that to be kind of a snooze, you know what I mean? I want artists to shake things up and like show their colors, because a lot of artists have them, but they are kind of fearful to show other sides because they're like, this is working, this is what people like of me, this is what I should keep putting out, you know, this is what they want from me, you know. And so it can be very intentional, but also, and smart it can be, but it's also fearful, because why not? Like, we're painting. Why do we have to only use these 3 colors? Like, we're not happy. It's not hot pink, yellow, and orange every freaking day. Like, sometimes it's gray and black, you know, and blacker. Like, sometimes we are feeling different ways and we should be allowed to express ourselves in whatever way. Like, we gotta open those boxes that we allow people to trap us in, even genre. Like, we gotta open those boxes because we're human, and humans are just kaleidoscopes and facets and endless, I can't think of the word, but you know, you can't calculate any one human. We're all so brilliantly, vastly different. And that's what I think art has to do. It has to represent just the human experience. I want everyone to take an appreciation for hearing music or hearing a project that spreads its tentacles sonically. I want people to go on a ride. I want people to enjoy the movie that I feel that I put together. I want people to relate to this music, especially women. Especially when we're talking about the redemption portion of my project. I should say scene, the redemption scene of my project. But yeah, those are things I want. And I also want my fans to be satiated. I want my fans to consume this wonderful 3-course meal that I've set forth for them and I've worked so hard on. I've worked harder now than I ever have in my entire career to make sure that this is something that would satisfy them. And I mean them specifically, because I'm making music for those who like what I do. I'm making music for those who have waited to hear from me again in a real sense, who I have impacted and who, you know, are waiting. So yeah, that's what I want. I want those people to fold clothes and go on a road trip and do whatever else they do when they're listening, be on an airplane or do whatever else they do listening to music. I want them to do that with mine.